Hey everyone, let's take a look at some of the great capabilities of Dynamics 365 for field service for dispatcher, field technician, and service manager roles. Logging into Dynamics 365 in my web browser, I can navigate to the field service app and see all my important field service information along the side in a beautiful and responsive interface. Here we are seeing things like my customer accounts, work orders, agreements, managed assets, and more. Let's take a look at one of our customer accounts. Here we are seeing basic information like account name, phone number, a timeline of events, the location on a map, and a primary contact. My relationship assistant is telling me that there's an opportunity for this customer that is closing soon. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here the customer is interested in purchasing a motor from us. And after the opportunity has been qualified, developed, and proposed, we can convert it to a work order. So heading to the Field Service tab, we can note what kind of work order we need. In this case, we're going to install it. And then we can go ahead and convert it to a work order. Converting it to a work order means that we need to send technicians to the customer's location to install the newly purchased motor. Our new work order has pulled information from the opportunity, like the customer and the work order type, which is an installation. But we can also add more details, such as that this is a motor installation. This adds a description and estimates that it takes about 3 hours. Other details we're seeing are instructions that are passed on based on the account, and we're also seeing a reference to the original opportunity that resulted in this work order. Also passed from the account, we're seeing the location. And if you zoom in here, we can even get more specific and choose the exact location of the account in case this address represents a large area. Finally, when we're done with this, we'll go ahead and note that this work order is ready for dispatch. Doing so outlines the 3 resources we need for the installation. Each has different skills and has a different role, as shown here, but all of them must belong to the Seattle area and they all must be available for 3 hours to do this job. Once we're ready with our resource requirements, we'll go ahead and select Book. The system will find for me the 3 resources I need with the right requirements and availability. And it will even tell me how far away they are from the job based on their current schedules. From here, I can go ahead and select the 3 resources I want and then click Book and Exit to schedule it to all of them. Now after the equipment is installed, we need to maintain it. This reflects a trend in the field service industry where products and maintenance services are bundled together. Heading over to Agreements, we have an agreement to perform monthly maintenance, as shown here. This includes a 2-hour inspection that occurs every month for the particular asset that was installed, in this case the motor. Automatically each month, the system will generate work orders. Here we have the standard inspection work order that takes 2 hours, and this time it's tagged to the particular asset that needs to be inspected. Similar to before, we will select Book. In this case, we are utilizing the Quick Book feature, where with one click, the system will choose the best resource to perform this inspection job for me. However, even though our equipment is high quality, and even though we perform monthly inspections, we still need to closely monitor the asset to ensure uptimes to meet our service level agreement with our customer. For this, we use Azure IoT and Connected Field Service that allows us to monitor signals coming from the servo motor. As an example, we can monitor various sensors on the motor that measure acceleration, humidity, and temperature. Here's an example of temperature readings coming from the device. In addition, we can set up workflows called rules that can notify us if, for example, the temperature is too high. If the temperature is too high, this creates what's called an alert. Here's an alert that's in Dynamics that was passed along from Azure IoT. We can see basic information like the exact temperature reading, and we can also see the customer asset that this relates to. If needed, an email can also be sent to the customer or other stakeholders, notifying them of a potential issue. Additionally, because of the urgency of this, the system automatically created a work order for us. Here's the work order, and it's related to the asset and the IoT alert that created it. Based on the particular issue, the system identified that a core part needs to be replaced, and this generally takes 3 hours. Because of the urgency of this, it was automatically scheduled. If we head to the schedule board, we can see it here. The color in the top right, which is red, indicates that it's a high priority job, and it was picked up by our automated scheduling system that assigned it to the best and most available resource that could do the job. Next, let's dive into the schedule board more and see how it helps dispatchers assign work. Let's take a look at the schedule of one of our resources. All of this person's bookings are blue. This means that they are scheduled, but work has not begun on them yet. The line before each booking represents the travel time to get from the previous location to this job. Because of automated scheduling with resource scheduling optimization, the jobs are scheduled back to back and travel time is minimized across all resources. On the left is a map view of the current board. We can isolate an individual resource and see his or her route. The resource starts his day here, as shown on the map, goes to his first job here, his second job here, and so on and so forth throughout the day. We can also see jobs that have not been scheduled yet. These are shown as red pins with question marks on the map. We can also see how these jobs relate to current jobs and current routes among all resources. A dispatcher can simply select a pin and drag it to a resource who has availability. This will update the schedule, and it will also update the map showing the new route. From here, we can simply select that route and drag it to yet another pin to add on to the schedule. Just then, one of our resources calls in sick. From the schedule board, we can record the sick day. Here we just add information such as the resource's name, a brief description, in this case out sick, start and end times, and a status that says out of office. Then we simply save and close. The fact that this resource is out will display on the schedule board. We can see a yellow booking here that's taking up the entire day. Next, we need to find substitutions for his jobs. For the first one, we can simply select Rebook, and the system will find appropriate resources based on skills, role, availability, and location. Here I see one recommendation is Ricardo Sealy, and I'll go ahead and select this time, assign a status, and then rebook and close. For a simpler substitution, I can go ahead and select this job, choose Substitute Resource, and then I can find a resource who has availability, in this case Edgar, and then reassign. This moves the job to Edgar's schedule. However, at this point we have moved Edgar's schedule around. And to ensure that he still has a good route, we're going to go ahead, select Edgar, and then choose Optimize Schedule. This will trigger single resource optimization. Here we can see the system is looking for a way to order these schedules in order to minimize travel time. Once it finds the best route, it'll go ahead and book them, as seen here. And of course, the map will be updated. Beyond managing schedules, the schedule board helps dispatchers understand capacity. As an example, for a day, a week, or even a month, you can see how many hours of work resources are scheduled. And the colors indicate if they are meeting or exceeding defined utilization targets. Zooming out, you can have numerous schedule board tabs as shown across the top here. Each schedule board tab can display different resources and different jobs. This is typically to reflect different geographic territories that your business may operate in, or different lines of business that offer different products and services. Let's take a look at the field technician role, who will view their work orders on the Field Service mobile app on their phones and tablets. I'm viewing the Field Service mobile app on my Windows 10 device, but it is available as a native app on Apple and Android platforms as well. Starting the day, a field technician will log in with his or her Dynamics credentials and sync to the server to get his or her latest schedule. The mobile app has full offline capabilities, which means you can download data locally to use when there is no internet access. By selecting this button, I can go to offline mode. The Bookings tab shows my agenda for today, as well as this week and month. However, I've just received a push notification that I've been booked to a new job. This means it is important, so I'll take a look. Here I have been scheduled an urgent work order. I can see that it was generated from an IoT alert, and it's a diagnosis and repair job. I'll notify the team that I'm heading there by changing the status to traveling. Next, I can see the location on the map, and then trigger turn-by-turn directions with an app of my choice. Once on site, I'll change the status to in progress. Next, I'll begin the work. First thing I'll do is locate the motor asset that needs attention. I'll head to Customer Assets and then trigger the barcode scanner. I can confirm I'm looking at the right asset by scanning the barcode, and I can see here the system has located it for me. Here I can see work orders related to this asset, and I can also see a 3D model. The 3D visual helps me understand what I'm looking at and effectively serves as a 3D knowledge article. Next, I'll begin the repair. I'll first go through my checklist of tasks. I've confirmed the part to replace, I've reviewed the procedure, and I'm ready to begin the repair. If needed, I can record any parts I use or labor I need to bill for. I'm going to mark that I've used this part by changing the status to used, entering a quantity, and noting that it comes from my truck. As far as services, I'm going to select one of my services, also note that I've used it, and I'm going to bill for 90 minutes and then save. Because this is a native app, I can trigger the device's camera and audio as needed to record work. This includes things like capturing a picture, choosing a picture that's on my device, selecting a file, recording audio or video. As I'm finishing, I notice a competitor's product on site, and I'm going to go ahead and flag this for the sales team by saying that there's a competitor's presence. And from here I can quickly create a lead. Upon leaving, I'll get a signature from the customer. And I'll give her a quick sales pitch for a promotion that we are running. If she confirms interest, I can go ahead and mark that as well, and more information will be displayed so I can talk about the details. Then I'll change my status to completed so the back office can be notified and begin the next steps. Other than completing work, the Field Service mobile app integrates with Exchange to display emails. And my global maps shows my other jobs as well as warehouses nearby. If needed, I can travel to the warehouse and pick up more inventory by recording a transfer to my truck. In this case, it'll be from the warehouse to my truck. Finally, field technicians are given mobile dashboards and reports. One example is tracking my personal first-time fix rate. This is used as a friendly competition among employees to reward good work. Additionally, I can see a breakdown of the different types of jobs that I've completed over the past week. Lastly, let's view field service from the service manager's perspective. Back on the schedule board, dispatchers and managers can view real-time status updates across resources and jobs. The light blue color here denotes the work order the field technician just completed on his mobile device. Additionally, the map also shows the real-time location of resources as they move from job to job. Let's take a look at the completed work order. Here is our list of work orders, and we can click See More Detail. Here's our work order that began as an IoT alert when the temperature threshold was exceeded. We can see the status is now completed based on the status change of the field technician. And we can also see a picture of the customer's signature here. If needed, the manager can review the products that were used and billed, the labor that was charged, and the tasks that were completed. Here we can see one product was used and a travel charge was added. If everything is finished to the customer's satisfaction, we can close out this work order as a manager by changing the status to Close Posted. This creates an invoice for the products and services we used with the final price, and it also tracks any new assets installed at the customer's location for service delivery. Most importantly for managers, many different parts of the scheduling and the service process are measured for improvement. This Power BI dashboard embedded in Field Service gives service managers a view of all work orders being carried out. Below that, we can see those same work orders by geography and service type, whether it's an inspection, service call, or other, as well as the cost. We can zoom in to a specific geography to see the breakdown as well. Beyond that, service managers want to view the first-time fix rate, which is the best indicator for how well on-site service providers are performing. This report allows managers to view first-time fix rate as it relates to different geographies and service call types. As the day ends, managers can look to plan for tomorrow. Unfortunately, sometimes not all planned work orders are finished, and a manager may choose to move all unfinished jobs to the next day. Here we have a simple action to do so. Finally, before going home, the manager may also run resource scheduling optimization to run overnight. This will re-optimize the current schedules that were moved to the next day and add more schedules to fill availability with the latest schedule information from customers and employees.